What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 8, picking up from the crevice. So with last episode, we have knocked out all of our optional content, and we are ready to move on into the Skoffa Cave, which is the last location of your first region. Now, before we do this, there's actually going to be quite a bit to cover. I've already went ahead and upgraded all of our vengeance points, and I've upgraded all of our health in between episodes to save time. Usually I will always do this as we go through. Like I said, there's a lot to cover. So if you guys remember, I'll bring this up from time to time, but this is build maintenance. This is something you guys should be doing on your own. But you just want to come on down to Khazan's Memories as you get all your collectibles. You have vengeance points where you can either get stamina damage increase damage or damage multiplier. I do recommend getting stamina damage increase done first, as that's going to break the boss's health. Stamina bar much quicker and offer you a lot more critical attacks, making life much easier getting through these more difficult fights, right? So aside from that, we know we turned in our soul stones to Vrona. Make sure you're getting your health increase. So aside from build maintenance, at this point, everybody should have reached level 18. Now, it would take me about an hour per skill tree to go over, recommended skills and, things like that. But I would just go through and see what works for you, right? There's going to be all sorts of choices now that you've gotten to this tier. And as I said before, once you get to level 18, you get to like the god tier abilities, then it's just upgrades for those abilities. Like this is, you're getting some really, really, really good stuff. Like for one, we have Phantom Sword Dance. This gives us a buff. So when I'm doing Whirlwind, I'm sending like spirits down with me. It's just doing tons of damage. You're just going to shred through bosses. So it's just a lot of really, really nice stuff going on here, guys. You definitely want to look into this. So either way, now that we do have all of that covered, we're going to be heading into Skoffa Cave, as mentioned. So later on, we will get the necklace and ring of sealed venom, which is going to help for all the poison you're going to be up against. So for now, make sure you have on your poison resistance elixir, poison cleanse potion. This is the most important. Then willpower orbs, if you have any left, could be nice. Now, there is a tiny bit of dialogue with Elamine. It does not matter. It does not matter. Just to show everything in the, the order it would naturally occur as you go through the game. We'll get it, but she doesn't really say anything.
The quickest route to Polemian is through Skoffa Cave. It's truly an honor to be here with you, General. I never imagined this would happen.
So that's really it. However, you just freed her from Balbino. She got sent here, so that's, the dialogue pushing you into the main story. So, like I said, we'll show it up, but doesn't really hold any bearing. So either way, guys, now that we have all that wrapped up, we're going to be jumping on over to Skoffa Cave. Like I said, this is the final final area, zone rather, of your first region. So with that being said, there's one more side mission, but that's it. We're really pushing towards the end here. Now, when you first get here, there's actually going to be a poison cleanse right over here behind this tree. I started recording this episode, and there's a few things I forgot to mention, so, we restart. I haven't done anything else besides get the bonfire here, then grab that, but I did, want to make sure that that was stated. So get on in here, you can talk to Elamine.
Even if there aren't spiders, there's plenty of stories about other monsters.
So she's going to mention how there's a bunch of spiders in here, and giant spiders, and she's too scared to move forward. She actually acts like she's a damsel in distress, but she's very formidable. She's a badass, She plays that card, but she's a badass. You guys will see this. Like I said before, we love Elamine on this channel. She's dope. So either way, guys, once you have made it down, what we're going to be doing first is turning around. So there's a lot of spiders. Spiders do poison. They can kind of shoot poison out at you and just kind of claw at you. What you would typically expect. Not too bad all in all. So as we turn back here, we're going to get our memory. Just watch out for dude, bro. You're going to take him down. Then you work your way out. So there are 3, I guess we can call them caverns or canals rather. Either way, there's 3 instances of this when you work your way through Skoffa Cave. We can go back and use these explosives. So what this is actually doing is shutting down a lot of spiders. When you get to the main boss of the area, he's going to have what's called his ambush attack, where all these guys will start coming out of tunnels, and it will also give them paths to escape and make the fight much harder. So if you shut all these down as you go, it's going to do you a lot of favors with the boss. I don't think the boss is particularly hard, but there's definitely a little bit of learning to do, and she can put you down quick, quick. But I don't think it's as hard as the last few. Regardless, we don't want to make it harder than it has to be, right? So there are some instances where spiders are going to be in these pustules, not always. Usually, just kind of call them out as we go. There's some main ones, but all in all, it's nothing too crazy. So getting back to your nexus, what we're going to do is shoot on over here. Take him out. Hey, little fucker. Yeah, if you see him puff up like that, that's him about to shoot poison at you. Thank you. It's your poison resistance, and they can drop some throwing rocks too. It's, you know, it's not really a big deal. Now, this ladder, you see, that's going to bring us on up. So before we do this, we're going to work our way on down. Now, you will see this gate. That's a shortcut we get here in a bit. So what we want to do first, slowly creep up. There's going to be a guy on your right that pops up, but we should be able to get the big guy out with a backstab. Just like so. Thank you. We'll get our stuff, and we're good. So now we're going to shoot for our ladder. So when you're working your way up the scaffolding, there's going to be 4 sets of bats that are shooting at you like you see, which is like a straight stream of them. And you have to multi-deflect all of them. So just be prepared. Usually the first is right when you get off the ladder. Just wait on it. As soon as our eyes turn red, that's our time. What are y'all doing? I think most of them may have already came while we were down there. Okay, it happens sometimes. So once you have dealt with them, we're going to progress here. And we're just going to drop on down. You cannot reach this ledge otherwise, that's why you have to do it here. And we'll be able to loop around. If you guys feel like you need a rest, go for it. We should be good. Honestly, we haven't done that much, but if you need to, it's a good time. You know, we're getting started on a fresh area. If you want to go kill all that stuff again or anything like that. Alright. So you see that platform, that brings you to the other side, the other scaffolding over there, and that's how you progress. However, before we do this, we'll always make sure you go all the way up before you progress. Otherwise, you're going to miss stuff. So special cleanse potions is for very rare status ailments. Like there's some stuff that like block your stamina and just really fucked up status. So if it's not typical fire, earth, you know, water, or poison, that's what special cleanse is for. Now, I will say what's nice is with the update, they started giving it to you much earlier. Usually, you won't even find that until the second region. Usually deep into the second region at that. So, it is quite nice. It does come in handy sometimes. Very few enemies that have special statuses, but better believe they're all really fucked up to deal with, to say the least. Alright, so as we go on down, you're about to have another string of bats come for you, and they usually do it right here. So what I like to do is just try to run. Try to, you know. Oh, they didn't come. Okay. Well, usually they come at you while you're running up. So just be cautious. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So now that we have them taken out. There's going to be a string of bats. Usually it's 2 that go back to back. So just be ready for it. And stick to the left. Yep, you see that? So if they do happen to knock you off, you'll fall on that platform instead of falling to your death. Because if you go to the right and you fall, I think you guys understand what's going to happen. Right? So be mindful. He said usually there's 2 strings of bats. Alright. So there seems to be some nerfs they made with the updates. I don't write down every little thing like that. Like where, oh, there's not as many bats in this one area. So there's some things that I forgot as far as just what enemies are doing. Like I said, it's not really a big deal. Mainly, it's just been item placement and changing the abilities of some sets. Now, usually, bats will flag you when you're trying to go across this too. So you want to run. This is another thing that seems to be nerfed. So if you guys want to rush, you can go on down to so. You. Okay, so if you guys feel like you need to rest, it's right there. Now we're going to go ahead and get another item marked off of your codex, if possible. You have to kill this guy without using any of your heals. It can be a little difficult at times. He's pretty formidable. You can get hit, you just cannot use any healing items. Alright, dickhead. He's got a burst attack. There's dodge. As long as you don't heal, you're in there. You know, you're in there. Thank you. Alright. So I should have crossed the item off our codex. What the hell? I might be wrong. I swore it was, unless you've already got it done. There's from Crypt Devourer, Wild Boar. Like I said, it's more of something we do in our own time. So defeat a red-eye boulder bat without using recovery consumables, which we just did. but it didn't give it to us. It's really weird. Yeah, that's what it said. It should have given it to us. Either way, we'll get it knocked off at some point. But like I said, this is more of stuff we just do in our own time. However, we're going to cover probably 90% of it just naturally going through the game. There are most of them, you know, I have in my notes, and as we run into these enemies, we have ways to kill them to knock it. But some stuff, it's difficult, so it takes a few tries. Either way, guys, moving forward, that's going to be a Crypt Devourer. We're going to take him out with a javelin. There's going to be a few jump outs as far as spiders. You see that? So some of them are hiding in pustules. So you got Big Bro. Thank you. So for those that don't know, that attack actually works as a deflection if you time it right. Thank you. There's a few spiders that jump out here. Mainly it's the big guy right here and there's the little guy by that door. So before we move forward, make sure you get a soul stone right here. Now if you guys want to put on Plague Resistance, you know what, we should at least put on Plague Cleanse. Momentarily, not forever. There's only one group of enemies that does Plague, but it's one of the worst statuses in the game. I mean, it's going to shred your health in your seconds, so don't play around with it. But these guys are the same guys you fought in the trials that were, you know, doing the Plague. So they're back. And it feels like they just don't stop coming for a while, so very cautious with it. Thank you. Oh, he one-shot him. I love it. I wasn't sure. I like that art. I don't use it a lot. I'm starting to try to use my skills more. I'm not someone that typically spams skills. I will say when you get later and later in the game, you want to, you know, you want to start using them much more often. But for me, I got to kind of remind myself sometimes. They're good for the hard fights, for sure. But early on, that's kind of the thing. It's not many. They might feel hard to you because you're learning the game, but trust me, the hard shit's at the end, guys. The hard shit's at the end. Actually, I mean, second region, it starts to get really, really difficult. Either way, guys, once you get here, right here's one and only Jarlings for this location. Like I said, the first one, yes, we had to backtrack to get, because you do have to wait for the Jarling Enthusiast quest line, and then those Jarlings show up. But from this point, we're just going to get them as we go. Makes life much easier. No need to run back. Now, like I said, these guys are going to seemingly just not stop coming. So, before we even really worry about the items or anything else, let's try to take these guys out. There's a new variant, too. So that big guy, there's some of them you'll see they're kind of like laying down. Well, they could grab you, and it's not going to be fun. So just be mindful of it. Thank you. Like if you're going over here to the left. See this guy? Don't play with him. Watch his stamina. You. Thank you. Just, you know, check your surroundings. Like I said, they seemingly like just don't stop coming, you know what I mean? But they do. It's just some are laying down, you can't really see just yet. So just make sure that you're good. They'll start putting it on your ass for sure. Alright. So you can get 2 new weapons here, Decayed Greatsword. Then there's a it's a dual set. Actually, there's a spear too. The spear's kind of basic, but if you notice, it almost looks like it does poison just because of the way it looks. However, it's just appearance. You know, it's just a basic weapon. Like I said, there's one for dual, 2 corrupted, but it's not actually corrupted. It's just the appearance, and that's something that always threw me off. I'm like, why? You know, it just kind of seems like a missed opportunity, I guess. Like, why is it corrupted but doesn't do poison damage, or really anything? It doesn't go with the set. It doesn't do, you know, anything at all special. So once you're sure that, you know, you got them all down, we're going to backtrack, hit this ladder. We just don't want to do it before we know everyone's down. So going on up here, this is going to be your second cavern, so we can light the explosive and, once again, make the boss fight a little bit easier. So if you miss these, the boss is not going to be the same for you as it is for us. Thank you. Let's go and light it. There's no sense trying to run away. For one, it doesn't do damage, but even if I ran, cutscene's gonna happen, so usually we'll backtrack here regardless. As I said, it's not really a point to it. See what I'm saying? Still puts me all the way back there. That's why I simply am like, I just sit right there. Alright. Alright, so from this point, we're going to go on down. Things are going to pick up a little bit as far as the poison bullshit. But we do get a really nice shortcut, too. And there's also going to be items that are hanging on these bodies. Like, you'll see one right over here. So one is actually a scroll, so we can craft the pilgrim set. And then another is a quest item. Well, not so much a quest item. You'll see what I mean. Without spoiling anything, we're going to get you guys something good. New summon. Or, I'm sorry, new spirit. So usually headshot will wipe these guys out. Get close to. Now if they're hanging like this guy, it should one-shot him. It's got to be like right on his little noggin. You see that? Alright, now once you got that, we're going to drop that. The Pilgrim Scroll. And that for your new spirit. It's going to get you Wolfric. Well, I had it backwards. So Ghost Hammer, that's for Wolfric. Wolfric's badass. It's just a straight up damage boost if you're attacking from the front. However, like I said, for your first playthrough, I think you should just stick with Kesta because the stamina regen is too good. It's always important, right? It's always important. But if you do like 2 different spirits and you want to use them both, remember to swap them out. Otherwise, you're not leveling them up. And then, you know, one of them is going to be utterly useless. Now, they only go up to level 20. So if I keep on ours, hits level 20, I could start working on a second one. We might do that then. But at least for a long time, guys, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you stick with Kesta. And I think if you're doing a spear build, leveling proficiency gives you stamina regeneration, so it's not so much, you know, big deal for you guys. But you gotta look at your damage stats. Every damage stat does something besides damage. You know, they do other things. Like proficiency, you do more stamina damage on top of just damage. So it is, you know, it is important. So we're gonna go and unlock Wolfric. Let's see what level we're at. About 10. Level 11. I figure it's close. So we're already getting 14% stamina regeneration. It's huge, right? It's huge. I'm not going to sit here and spend our vengeance points every second we get them. It just doesn't make much sense. Just get pretty close. Aside from that, we are good. I have one skill, I'm going to save it. Do I have reflection? Yeah. Reflection's nice. Reflection's nice. Let's check our time, guys. 17 minutes. We're doing good. We're doing good. Alright, so once you got your shortcut, we're going to head on to the right. There's going to be a big spider going to come at you. He'll usually, like, kind of roll. Hey, stop it. Yeah, his timing's really odd. I do hate fire, though, so... Force Slinger fire buff only lasts for 10 minutes, but we get that fire buff every deflection, so... It's not too hard to keep on if you're playing the right way, we'll say. So going down, that's your Shattered Gem, only uses to be sold. Now, you're going to notice 3 paths. We came from the one on the far left, looking this way, right? This one's going to take you to the end of this first portion. And over here is going to be a little optional area, so watch out for the bats. Yep, sometimes they come a little sooner. But the big thing is him. Alright. So I like to try to hit him with the spear, but as soon as he notices you don't get the same damage, so it doesn't really matter at that point. Josh. Thank you. See, if you don't use recovery consumables, you are supposed to be able to knock that off the codex. I don't know why I didn't give us the first time, but, you know, we got it now. So if you notice under Beast, we're all knocked out. We have more to do here. And that's pretty good. I mean, there's going to be a lot more introduced as you go, but right now we already probably got 85% of everything just because of the way we've been doing it. Make sure you're going to look at the codex so when you run into these enemies, you'll know exactly how to kill them to, you know, get the items. There's actually one item we have to have for progression later on. It's going to be really helpful. And the only way to get it is by doing the codex. So it's not going to be an issue to the very end of the second region, but these items are going to be used, you know, for strategy sometimes because you get a lot of your cleansing recipes for like certain cleansing. Like your plague cleanse potion. You got to do a codex to get that done, right? So we got to have it. So either way, guys, now that we do have that done, you got your chest. We're going to move on forward. You're going to get a small cutscene here.
Unbelievable. Why are those things here?
We had a bargain, and you will honor it, Phantom!
Now these are demons, so why he's freaking out, because these are like netherworld beings, and these skeletons do the little spell they're doing, you have to deflect. But why he's freaking out is they don't belong here, right? They don't belong in this realm. They're from the realm of the dead. So it's freaking him the fuck out. He tried to leave, and that's why Khazan's like, hey, we had a deal, get back here. He actually tried to run away, which is kind of funny, because he's just a badass, scary dude, but he runs away. But either way, when you're fighting these guys, anytime you kill them, what's going to happen is they're going to sit there, and they're going to throw a skull at you, like a skull, like a skull. Now, when this happens, you need to deflect. Can you do anything else, brother? Like, seriously, at this point, it's getting a little wild. Getting a little fucking wild. Let's kind of raise our resistances, too, here, guys. So, go through here and knock out every puzzle. Because what happens is, when you go for that memory and that item, all these pop, and some guys drop from the top like him, and they're just gonna fucking rampage you. Like, they're gonna gang the fuck up on you. It's not fun. However, if you kill them before it gets to that point, not much to worry about, you know? A lot are empty, not all. Like I said, you wanna make sure to do this, guys. Trust me, it's not fun. Or at least, you know, you don't have to do every one. Just do enough of them, guys. Just do enough. So, like, for instance, whoever's left's going to come at us right now. Yep. Boom. But since we took out all those, there's less. And that's already like fucking 4. That's 5, you know? And we took out most. We still got a 5. And that's what I'm saying. I can say it's impossible, but it's rough, you know? It's rough, to say the least. Alright, Blade Nexus. Then we can head on down for your next mini-boss. So this next mini-boss is the Pincer Spider. He's also on the Codex, so if you could, not him, the one after, but if you could beat this next guy without attacking, meaning you're just breaking his stance and using critical attacks, well, if you could do that, you mark another item on his Codex. It's tricky. His moveset's actually very in line with the main boss, so it's kind of good practice. I mean, it's different, but similar. But he's also guarding your ring of Sylvanum, which we are going to want. So what you're going to do here is just deflect. Do not attack at all. Do critical attacks, but you cannot do regular attacks. And if you see him pop up, he's going to be blowing poison at you. You bear that in mind. Usually he'll just puff up. He's got the grab attack too, but usually he'll just puff up if he's going for the web or the poison. Bear in mind, you don't have to do this if you're not worried about it right now. There will be, you know, other variants of them, but might as well just get it done, you know. That way we know it's done. Come on, buddy boy. Yeah, this should just take, what, 3 crits? Bruh. Yeah, that happens sometimes. If that happens, there's another one you can get. Yeah, Pincer Spider. Defeat a Pincer Spider using only brutal attacks and brink guards. Exactly what we did. We did not counterattack. I did not hit R1, not a single fucking time. Just like with the bat, you guys saw how they kind of fucked us out of it. That happens sometimes. It's unfortunate. It's not the biggest deal because there's one right by your next bonfire where you can just farm the guy up. So it's not bad. Either way, guys, once you have that, make sure to pick up the Ring of Sylvanum. I was so just focused on that fight last time that I completely missed the item. I'm like, fuck, what is going on here? So, either way, heading on down to the Poison Depths. And we're at 23 minutes, but we're going to go ahead and wrap up the whole area because that will leave us with the boss for the next episode. And once we have the boss, we'll have a side mission with the the blacksmith. So I want to put that all in the same episode. That's how we had it in our notes. There's not much here. I mean, it's quite a bit, but it doesn't take much. So as you go on down over here to the right, to your second soul stone, there's one more to get, which is pretty much at the very end. And as you go through here, I would raise your resistances. We only have 4 resistance, but it should be plenty. Now we're going to run to the middle. I could just hit the javelin, but why waste it on him? You know, he's nobody. I guess, just to clear the area, we'll still use it on him. You don't feel like running over there, and it's always good to clear areas in full. You guys know this. It's raised resistances. It's going to take longer for that poison to build up. Yeah, I was like, I know there's a spider here. So when you see those guys that glow, if they run at you, their legs will kind of spread real quick, then they blow up. So that's the timing on that. Now, once you get to this point, we're going to run straight across. That way we don't have to sit right in that poison. Sometimes there's a big guy that comes for you, sometimes it's not. It just depends where he's patrolling. Now, this next part's a little rough, So what we're going to do is go for Big Boy first, so we have somewhere to actually stand. Yep, there's two. Thank you. Alright, get out of the poison. Now we have the resistances, and then we have a ring too, so it's going to help. But what we have to do, and if you go straight forward, you're going to have a pincer spider that's in a frenzied state. He's like a mini boss, so don't do that just yet. But we're going to have to go in this back section, but it's fucking covered with spiders. Like these guys, like I said, boom. Try to dodge through them while they're doing all their bullshit. Yep, we got caught. It's okay. Stamina, you're absolutely fucking me right now. We have to bring him back, so be it. Yeah, if you get really crowded, if you have something like the Great Sword, that's going to be easy, because you can just use Mortar Blow, Bloodshed, and you're just going to wipe them all the fuck out. But yeah, you know, dual wield, that's the one thing. So I didn't... Dual wield's exceptionally fucking powerful. But you have no reach. You know, you have no fucking reach, guys. And it does make some things harder, makes some things easier, you know. As I said, every build has its strength, every build has its weaknesses. It's just how it works. So from this point, see if I can hurry up and get this. Usually I'll wait after the fight, probably safer. But you just fought this guy, but now he's in the frenzied state. The bad part about this is you have nowhere to fight. You know, you're kind of just stuck here. You don't want to get put in the poison. You know, that's the biggest thing. I thought I could put them out quick. Did not work. Okay, dickhead. 2 heals. Absolutely lovely. Thank you. Alright, guys. So, yeah, a little rough to say the least. But we got through it. Now, there's not much left. So as soon as you cross here, turn around, he's gonna pop out. There's not much left before our next nexus, but there's a little bit. There's definitely a few enemies. So as you're going up, there's gonna be a few big ones that jump out. So watch for them to kind of remember. He kind of puffs out. That thing's gonna explode. That's the timing. We'll get him. And moving forward, there's gonna be a big guy that jumps out. I wonder if we get this one first. Headshot. Yep. Now we also have this guy. Not too bad if you're ready for it. Like I said, you'd be surprised what a javelin will do a lot of the times, guys. It'll just fuck these guys up. Fuck these guys right up if you get that headshot at least. That's kind of the thing. They just seem really big. You're like, well, surely a javelin won't do that much damage, but it does, you know. I mean, even on really formidable enemies, the javelin might not one-shot, but it'll do more damage than you think. When you go down from this point, you might be able to get it from over there, but tucked back here is the Bard. So I told you how his quest works is you have to meet him in every location. So if you do not find him in some of his locations, you're not going to get the trophy tied into his quest line. You'll see other items over there, but the only way to get them is to go up this way. Get ready for Exploding Boys. 1. Oh, they went up together. Nice. But there's a collectible we need for vengeance points, which is that the pink item you saw. It's actually a permit for the blacksmith to operate within this realm. Oh, way too long. You can't wait too long. But either way, once you drop, you get the permit. And then you can rush on over, meet Digor. I'm sorry, the Bard. and start to go through Digor's story. So that's what he's doing. Every time you find him at a location, yes, he is a traveling merchant. He's a bard also. But what he does is he kind of tells you tidbits of Digor's life story. So you cannot miss him at any of his locations. Up to now, this is his second. We met him in the ruins. Was it Embar's ruins? Then you're going to meet him here. And then obviously we'll start seeing him in pretty much every region. I think his tale actually wraps up the start of the last region of the game, the fourth and final region, pretty much the first real location we wrap up his quest. But you got to get everything up to that point, guys. Now go through, hear Digor's story, exhaust all dialogue, or I don't think it's going to count. And then he always says really good stuff, like poison cleanse I'll pick up. I'm always picking up cleansing items. You know, always going to get cleansing items because they're just so good. If you guys ever want to respec, you know, it's there. Now we have a lot of stuff. I want to save most of it for the blacksmith so we can craft new sets. But we do have some sellable items here. I think we've actually already... Did we buy the other lamp we were wanting? Let's see here, guys. Let's check. Because I know I wanted to pick it up. I also know it's very expensive. Yes, we did. So that was 100,000. So we got undead hunters, we got cowards, and the regular. Okay, so there's only like 2 more lamps we need, but still, you know, you might want a helm or anything else. So if you want to sell anything for gold, now's the time. I'm gonna sell the sellable items. Anything else, I'm not really gonna touch, unless it's just like something I'm not gonna use, because I do want to save resources. Like I said, to get materials for the blacksmith, we actually have to break down equipment we're not using. As I said, don't always go for lacrima, otherwise you may be missing out. Okay. Then you're also going to start finding the Bard set. Bard set's phenomenal for farming. You get a lot of lacrima with it, you get a lot of stamina regeneration, but it does increase item drop rate for like boss weapons when you're trying to farm bosses and other things like that. But either way, guys, that does wrap us up aside for our last little area. So where are we at right now? 32 minutes. It's okay. It's okay. Big section this episode. Big section. A lot to cover. So when we go on down from this point, just stick to the left-hand side. It's going to be your bonfire, your nexus. Gotta remind myself, it's a nexus. Your nexus will be right here. And if you go around this corner, that's actually the final boss. So, like I said, we're at the end here almost, but there's still a few items to get. So that's your boss. We're not going to be doing that just yet. That's next episode. So we do want to make sure everything else here is done. So if you go back down from your bonfire, you're going to notice there's just like this little poison lake left. That's it. So this is going to be your last and final explosive. Last and final cavern. There are 3. If you missed any, it is going to make the boss a little bit more complicated. Still not an exceptionally difficult boss in the grand scheme of things. But you're dealing with venom, not just poison venom, so that builds up and despite you're just dead. It already has its difficulties to it. We don't want to add, an ambush attack on top of all that. Alright, we got him. Alright, so this is a pincer spider. I told you, right by your bonfire, we'll give you another chance at the pincer spider. So if you guys are trying to get that marked off the codex, this is a good time. He's right there. We'll get it from, usually it's a little bit farther down. So third and final soul stone. Here, grab that. Come on, buddy. Come back this way. Remember, we cannot attack. Oh, I just did. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do it mode time, but you guys know where it's at. It's habit, dude. It's habit. I already fucked it up. It's habit to attack, that's what we're trying to do here. Thank you. Alright, so once we have him down, there's not too much left. There is a couple good finds though. So over here on the left hand side, you're going to find a pile. Ooh, that was close. You're going to find a pile of transmutation shards. So early on, because you need those to craft your consumables when you get the blacksmith, you got to have transmutation mist, transmutation shards. But early on, you only get like 1 here, or 1 there from actually fighting enemies or potential drops. This is the first true location where you would find a pile of them, and it would only be 15. So with the update, they've actually added big piles of 30 now, and you could actually find some of them much earlier on, so that's pretty nice. guess there's no sense of fast travel and wasting resources. So we'll run back from this point. Yeah, guys, with that, we are wrapped up with Skoffa Cave. So next episode will be at Aratra, which is the main boss for Skoffa Cave. We're going to be able to free the blacksmith, and he's going to send us on a side quest, and that does fully wrap up the first region. And then after that, we'll have access to crafting and the blacksmith, and even trophies related to it. So a lot of good stuff going on. So we're going to go 40-40 here, and I'll probably start bringing some damage up. So what really sucks about the dual wield is we want to hit 60, 60, 60 by endgame, right? But we also need 22 in strength. That's another 10, 12 levels because you don't have the weight to use the best set for dual wield later on. So that's one unfortunate thing. But if we're farming bosses here and there, that should offset that. Then we have a helm that gives us 10 stats later on when we get 32. But yeah, if you're following my build, I want to let you guys know that. I want to let you know that. The thing of it is you got to have 22 strength or you're going to miss out on the best set for dual wield. You gotta have the weight. I mean, you cannot be in C agility, guys. It's not good. B is good enough, but do not want to be in C. But we're going to try to get this knocked off the codex before we close out. We don't have anything left to do. Remember, cannot attack. Only brutal and deflection. Try one more. Thing about dual and the strength build too is every time we deflect, there's a skill to where we're getting damage. Every time we deflect, the enemy does take damage. It's pretty dope. It just makes it easier to put guys down. And then we have like our counterattack, which does damage as well. Spear's the only build that does not do that, unfortunately. I do believe you do like extra stamina damage though. I do not know why that is not getting marked off the codex. The only thing I could think is maybe because of our weapons, because of the fire it does. We're not counterattacking. Dodging doesn't matter. I cannot think of anything else. Let's try this one last time before we close out. Let's put on anything else. That way we lose our fire buff. But for what I'm getting, it seems like if you put a status effect on him, that is somehow counted as attacking, and maybe it is, because how else would you put a stats effect? I mean, for us, deflection did it, but that's the only thing I can think is why we're not getting this knocked off our codex. It doesn't really make sense. Dodging doesn't count. Obviously, it's dodging. That's just a brutal attack, which is acceptable for this codex. Like I said, it said deflection and brutal attacks only. So no attacking. We have not done a single attack here. Not blowback, vengeance, not, no counterattack, no regular attack. Just brutal. Which is completely acceptable. And actually, you have to kill with brutal attacks. It's part of the whole codex. I have noticed this happened before, where they don't want to give me this, not trophy, but the reward from this codex mission. There it is. It was the fire. Yep. Sometimes you gotta use the old thinker. You know what I mean? Gotta use the old thinker. But it's okay. What we got? 162. So we're losing a little bit of damage, but I'll take that damage decrease. Like right now. Because you gotta remember, we could be able to bring up the level of our equipment with Oksana later on. It's not that much further into the game. We'll be able to start bringing up our level. So your shit doesn't just get, outdated, right? But to that point, 174, 162, we're losing 12 points of damage. But if you notice, we're getting fire with this, which is going to do increased damage. Every time I attack with fire, it's 15 more points per hit, plus 15% more damage. So that's going to outweigh that 12 points. That's what I tell you guys. Don't go all for damage, because there are other things at play, which, obviously are going to be very nice. Either way, guys, with that, we are all wrapped up with the episode. So as mentioned, next episode we'll be, picking up where we left off, wrapping up Skoffa Cave with the main boss, and then we will have a side quest for the blacksmith, and that does wrap up the first region in full. So we're 25% done. We're doing really, really well. Obviously, the other regions are bigger, but still, we are making good progress. Either way, at the end of the next episode, everybody should have a full build set up that will carry them, because we farmed Viper for spear builds, Albino for dual wield, then you'll be able to farm up a Ratra for a strength weapon that does like poison on critical attacks. It's really dope. But everybody will have a boss set, and that's something really nice that will carry them until we get better options. So we're all going to be pretty set up for the journey. But either way, guys, with that, we will wrap up here. You guys stay tuned. We'll catch you back here shortly.